This is going to be a track by track for Kane Brown's The High Road. Talk a little bit about each song, and they'll be in the description jump stamps so you can go and navigate through each song if you choose to. I did a separate video where I talked about the album as a whole. I also have a link to that video. This is really just talking about each song individually. If you want to hear the whole album, go check out that video from the link in the description. I Am was the first track. This is actually probably my favorite in the whole album. It starts off with the piano. You can't really tell what kind of song this is going to be just yet. And then there's like a Santana almost sounding like guitar riff that comes in. And it's kind of a rocky song more than a country song, musically at least at first. There's this halftime feel that gives it almost like a pop pump kind of vibe. His voice doesn't sound twangy at all towards the beginning. But then after like the bridge, there's some acoustic stuff and he starts to sound more twangy with his voice and the instruments sound more twangy. And then it's a little more country. But then there's like a very like shreddy 70s, 80s, Keith Urban maybe would be the one who would do this in country style guitar solo at the end. Fiddle in the band. This song is more country, but it does have a rock edge to it. Think maybe like Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. That song is kind of a little rockin'. It addresses the elephant in the room, which I'm thinking from the first two songs. He says something about he's country, but he's R&B and rock mixed in there. And you can hear in the first two songs, it's country mixed with R&B and rock. So that makes sense. I'm glad he says that. This song is okay. It's about fiddles being in country music. It's not Devil Went Down to Georgia. It's not If You're Gonna Have a Fiddle in the Band. It's an okay song, but it's not one of the top fiddle songs, probably, unfortunately, of all country music. Backseat Driver. This song is just a very chill, simple, basic country song, but it's extremely heartfelt. It's about his daughter. My first child is a daughter. I have sons after that. She's older now, but she was and still is my little angel, and he obviously has a little angel in his life. The song was very heartfelt. It actually made me tear up a little bit talking about his daughter, who's the backseat driver. Miles on It featuring Marshmello. So this is a song about his truck, and it is kind of sounding like Avicii's Wake Me Up a little bit. It has Marshmello, so, you know, it has a DJ playing with somebody. And at the end of the chorus, you hear these like horn, maybe sample noises or something that's like kind of electronic. And that's, I guess, what Marshmello adds. It's a pretty basic song about his truck. And unless he's playing guitar or something, I don't know what Marshmello is really doing in this song. There is some like snaps as percussion and things like that, but it's all pretty minimal. I don't feel like there's any major stuff that, you know, it's like another artist adding some electronic part to it. But basic country song about his truck with a little bit of Avicii's Wake Me Up. Say I Can. This song has a little bit of a swing feel. It's in 3/4. And it sounds like the Travis Tritt, you know, I got rice cooking in the microwave. What's the name of that song? Oh, It's a Great Day to Be Alive, I think, yeah. It has that kind of melody and acoustic intro, but the vocals don't sound like Travis Tritt. The vocals sound more like a Brad Paisley or a Vince Gill, almost to me. It's a sad love song. I'm going to get over you. I'm going to go out with the boys. I'm going to drink. I'm going to have my little smoke on. I'm going to do all kinds of fun stuff with my truck. And at the end, the group's kind of singing with him about, you know, how he's going to get over her. It's kind of got like a Tuesday's Gone with the Wind kind of vibe to a little bit. 3. This is a very heartfelt song, kind of like the Backseat Driver. This is about how the times the number 3 meant something in his life. And it sounds musically like that 1, 2, 3, 4 song from the Plain White T's. If you know that song at all, if not, check it out and you'll hear. It's that, but a countryer version of that song is what this is. There's the twang in the voice make it sound country. If it wasn't for that twang in his voice, it would sound like the Plain White T's. Or, I mean, maybe more like a Tom Petty song. There's Brad Paisley vibes again when he's singing to me. I don't know if it's the melody or his voice. It doesn't sound exactly like Brad Paisley. There's a guitar solo in here, so maybe that's what maybe makes me think Brad Paisley a little bit. But a good track, good heartfelt track. Rescue with Khalid. This is not DJ Khalid, which I did not know until I heard the singing and looked up and saw it was a different gentleman just named Khalid with beautiful, beautiful voice who sings in this. It has like a guitar, no scrubs. I don't want no scrubs, kind of like the guitar part in that. It sounds like a little bit. It has like an Ed sheeran hip-hoppy vibe. It almost reminds me a little bit of that, like, If I Got Locked Away song by R. City with Adam Levine. Like, this could be, you know, an Ed Sheeran-y, Maroon 5-y song that had a little bit of a country vibe to it. I think Khalid is, to a certain extent, what makes this, you know, have a different kind of vibe than some of the other stuff. Haunted featuring Jelly Roll. This song kind of has like a rock, ominous vibe. Think like AWOL Nation's Sail, or think like Radioactive, the slower parts from Imagine Dragons, but add like a banjo to it, I guess. I'm not really familiar with Jelly Roll, but this sounds very much like that Need a Favor song. I mean, when he's singing, when he's not singing, he has some cool effects on his voice when he's singing Jelly Roll, and there's like some cool guitar being played when he comes in. But yeah, even though I've only heard the Need a Favor song like here and there, this sounds very much like Need a Favor. It does have a really cool kind of shreddy, it reminds me of Keith Urban, again, guitar solo. There's a few times I've had that kind of thought, Keith Urban guitar. Start a Fire. This song sounds very much like Counting Stars from One Republic. Also, Timber from Kesha. If you take those songs and you give them a little bit of a more spaghetti western sounding vibe, that's pretty much this song. There is a guitar solo that has a slide that's used that I think is pretty cool, but it's very much Counting Stars meets Timber from Kesha music. Body Talk featuring Katelyn Brown. I was concerned this was going to be like a Yoko Ono type thing. I was assuming this is his wife, and I'm pretty sure it is. This song is not country at all. This is an R&B pop song is how this song sounds. There's times where I'm not trying to be mean, but she does like this really high singing, and the amount of auto-tune it's drenched in, at least how it sounds, is just very strange. This song essentially sounds like a faster version of I Like Me Better from Law of the I Like Me Better When I'm With You. You know that song? It sounds like that, just a little faster. It has a little bit of a Latin vibe to it, and it's by far the shortest song on the whole album. I think it's 2 minutes and something. Gorgeous. This is another pretty simple song. You can kind of guess probably what this is about. Sounds very much like Ed Sheeran's Thinking Out Loud to me. It has a little bit more of a country vibe as it goes. It's a very typical, slow, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, I love you country song. Besides Me. This track initially sounded kind of like a Meghan Trainor song, the way the music was. Then you hear him say something about the tide, and I realize it's more of a beach song. It has a kind of a Zac Brown band feel once I kind of get the beach vibe more. There's some vocal melody that sounds familiar to me that I can't place. Maybe it is Zac Brown band somewhere. Song sounds like it could be like in a Dirty Dancing movie. It has like a 50s, 60s beach vibe a little bit to it. There's some wah-wah guitar towards the end that's pretty cool too. This is probably my second favorite song on the album. Just, you know, it's different, a lot different than a lot of the other songs, and I enjoyed it. I Can Feel It is a very rocking country song. Gave me the vibes a little bit of any kind of like, saw you in a bar, gonna pick you up with giving you a drink, gonna take you in my truck, you know, something, whatever, fast version of that. That's what this song is. There's some electronic sounding like drum loops, almost like little trap drum things. A very rockin' Keith Urban guitar style solo. But then at the end, he says that, like, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Nothing about this up to this point gave me any kind of, like, you know, vibe that it was covering or an homage to that song in any way. I really hear songs and music pretty well, and I didn't hear the I Can Feel It, you know, Phil Collins stuff. When he said it, I kind of did a little bit, but I definitely didn't catch it before, and I would not have known unless he said those lyrics that this had any you know, hinting towards I Can Feel It in the Air Tonight initially, other than those words that he sang. Things We Quit with Brad Paisley. This song very early sounds like a Brad Paisley type song, which I like. Sounds like it's a mix of I'm pretty good at drinking beer mixed with the I'm Gonna Miss Her song. I'm pretty good at drinking beer, I don't think it's Brad Paisley, but I'm Gonna Miss Her is. It has a very short guitar solo. It's kind of, I wouldn't say upset me, but like, it's Brad Paisley, man. Like, let him rip, you know? There is a bridge part in the song that was kind of different musically than some of the other stuff. I'm guessing maybe Brad contributed that. But it's a cool song. I mean, I just really wanted a ripping Brad Paisley guitar solo that I didn't fully get as much as I was hoping for. Back Around. This song has a little bit of like a Kenny Chesney beach kind of vibe to it. This is like a walking guitar line a little bit in the song as well. This is very much a breakup song. You broke up with me, but it's karma now. Now you want me back, and I've moved on. You got to find somebody else. It has very much a Beach Boys vocal accompaniment kind of part to it. And yeah, it's a breakup, I'm sad song, but then it gets the role reversal or flip around where you broke up with me, and yeah, I'm on my own, but I'm doing just fine. Good luck to you there, honey. Too bad you're not getting me back, kind of deal. Stay. This song has a lot of fiddles and acoustic guitar. He's in the doghouse, and he wants her to stay. What can I do to make this right? Don't leave. It sounds kind of like a flipped version of the Stay song, the Why Don't You Stay, that the female version sings. That's like a really famous song. I can't think of who does that, but I know that Why Don't You Stay song, I'm down on my knees. This is the opposite of that. Just flip it and have a dude sing it, and it's kind of this song a little bit. Do Us Apart, second song featuring his wife, Katelyn Brown. I do enjoy this song much more than the first song. The first song she was in, I was not really a fan of. This one is cool. It sounds like an old country, like Freddie Fender song a little bit, I guess. It has a Martina McBride, I Love You kind of vibe. I like that song a lot, actually. So it made up for the song he did with her before where I didn't like it. Is When You Forget. This song sounded a little bit like the I Can Love You Like That song. It's a very beautiful song. Probably my third favorite song. Had really great, meaningful lyrics, and that's what hit me the most. And I think it was a good way to end the album.